We are here with Daniel James, who competes at LFA 77 this Friday. It's the heavyweight title final. Talk to me about your road to the title.
Yeah, we can repeat that question.
I said, talk to me about your road to the title.
Oh man, my road to the title, man, it's been a process, you know.
Yes, sir.
Been through a lot of preparation with training camp, and just trying to keep executing some things and getting better and better at things that I've already been doing. But let's try to just try to accomplish some things that I've been doing, man, and make them not perfect but great. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Good enough for me to. Yeah, man. So that's what it is, man. Not just too much change. It's just a lot of just been going on, just with the preparation with camp, just trying to stay focused and keep this motivation going and applying pressure.
Okay, and do you have a lot of outside camp distractions?
No, I don't have a lot of outside camp distractions. It's just being from Chicago, I got there's a lot of things goes on in the city that I think priority that I try to change and try to help out. You know what I'm saying? So I try to just I like to create responsibility. And I like to just, any way I can get somebody to be inspired or watch me do something, hopefully to change the way they view things. You know what I'm saying? I know I just say, since I got an influence in my city, let me I like to draw some attention to this. The people in Chicago are watching MMA now. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. In the city, they watching MMA. These people watch basketball and football. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
yeah, man. So it's different.
Yeah, and let's talk to real quick a minute about you're pretty involved in your community.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and let the listeners know about all the stuff you do outside of the cage?
Well, there's a lot of things that we do outside the cage, man. I take a lot of kids in, and into my gym, Reach Fair House. We keep them boxing, kickboxing. I train a lot of young athletes for sports conditioning training, but also just mentoring through everything that I'm doing. Try to be more of a big brother to the kids and guys and girls, teenagers, whatever. Just try to show them that there's more than life than just hanging out on the corner or being sidetracked by the streets. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not just, it don't matter where you're from, what color you are. Every kid, rich, poor, anything, have problems with everything. And they just, everybody needs a helping hand somewhere or another. I was that kid, so I just realized that, if I couldn't get too much out of what I was looking for, I just bless somebody else for what I'm doing,
Yeah. And you're right. When it comes to I'm colorblind, is the way I like to put it. You know what I mean? So that's just how I navigate life myself. I'm colorblind. I don't see race.
Right, and that's the thing. I try to let the kids know, like, man, listen, dude, we bleed fame. We got a sports program, Hooperdemic, that we do a big exposure. It's a travel team. We take a bunch of kids to Vegas, California, to compete at AU Nationals. And these kids from all over Chicago. It's like a coloring book. You know what I'm saying? We got kids from all walks of life. We got kids from this area, that area. And these kids are on the same team, guys, girls. We start them from the age of 4 until like 16 years old.
Oh shit! Okay, cool.
They have good grades. We push sports through academics, and we give away a lot of free programs to the kids too that probably can't afford too much, or that's not pushing as most. But you know what I'm saying? Like we're doing a fundraiser right now for Hooperdemic to raise more money for new entries, So, I don't feel it's right for a kid that can't do anything because of the money.
Yeah.
I think we should be able to find a way.
That's pretty cool, and that's really giving back to the community, especially the youngins, man. They're the future, so I really, respect the amount of time and, things that you're doing with the kiddos. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, man.
Okay, now
let's... All right, so I'm just trying to... Go ahead.
I got you. All right, but like I said, that's very respectful. Much like your road to this title, you had to go through Kalen Hull, who was undefeated at the time, Patrick Martin, who was 7-3 with a respectable record over there, and now you're facing Brett Martin in the final. What does Brett bring to the table that we need to keep an eye on at LFA 77?
Yeah, man. Oh man, that's a big move. That was a long lineup.
Yeah. Tough guys right there, man.
That was a long lineup, man. That was a long lineup. Fighting Kevin Hughes was amazing, man. It was a good time. We became actually good training partners with friends after that. After Kevin Hughes, Patrick Martin, I guess that was a shit show, everybody say. I wanted to prove that fight against Patrick Martin that I'm going to beat people, I want to destroy them.
Yeah.
And that, I guess, the statement that I wanted to set going to LFA 77, because fighting against Brett Martin, he's a shorter guy, a stockier guy that's a wrestler. Any guy that's smaller than me is a wrestler anyway.
Yeah.
You want to try to take me out. So I ain't not taking nothing away from nobody. I'm not a shit talk. I'm not, just say.
Yeah.
Once I throw my hands and everything, you gotta try to take me out. But the thing is, I defend takedowns. If you want to try to take me out and take that risk of me getting on top of you, man, be my guest. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, whatever. I don't get ready for a particular opponent. I just train for the fight, and whatever happens, happens. I'm gonna do what I have to do and just make sure you get victorious by the end of the night.
Well, like we said, it was a tough road to this title, and Brett Martin, he's a tough opponent. He's a lot shorter, but he carries a lot more weight.
Yeah, he do.
And his toughness is probably the thing that stands out the most to me. So, without giving too much away, how are you going to deal with a guy that pretty much can deal with anything you throw at him?
Well, that's the difference, though. I don't know if it will come off my chain, man. But a lot of guys that fight against guys and they deal with a lot of things that these guys do with them. You haven't been through what I can say. It's different when Danny Jones does so much. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I try to stress to people. It's a whole different feeling when I hit you. You know what I'm saying? It's a different level of power.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if you could take some, Patrick Martin said the same exact thing. Like, hey, I could take the punch. I'm like, yeah, it's different. And it's so different. You never know. I could hit plenty of times, but you test the guy in character or measure his powers. It's never. But you can't say what you can't take. You know what I'm saying? Because everything is different.
Yeah.
And everybody has a different type of power, and I know I have a different type of power in both hands. And like I said, give me a guy like that, man. I'm not expecting to go out and just say, you just feel a knockout, because most guys that go out like that, man, and kind of go out and kind of get offline and mess up some things, because they be so anxious. I don't want to fight anxious. I want to fight relaxed. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is once I get you engaged, that's when I kind of like step on the gas a little bit more.
Okay.
I like to get you engaged, and then after I take the sim down. I don't take them down. I take the sim down. Yeah.
Well, it seems like neither of you guys are really going to take a step backwards.
Yeah, you got to move forward. You can't be lackadaisical out here. You got to move straight forward and got to handle some things and just go with the flow. Yeah,
exactly. I think he's also the smallest guy in this heavyweight tournament. Everybody else has been 6'6" or taller. I think he stands at about 6 foot. So.
Yeah. I think he's about standing about 6 foot. Yeah.
So it'll be a pretty interesting sight, I should say. Because everybody else has been gigantic.
Yeah, the thing is, his last fight against Ferreira from the DQ. And I don't take anything from him. He went out. It wasn't his fault. They got DQ'd in the back of the head. He just, what I'm saying? It's a fight. I feel that you have to be seasoned enough to understand that you can't hit people in the back of the head. People put their life on the line in the ring every day.
Mm-hmm.
I know he wanted to showcase what he could really do with that fight. So he brings a lot of that energy over to this fight. So you know what I'm saying. So I'm expecting him to come out and try to be really aggressive. So.
Well, as you usually do. So I expect nothing less. I think the fans can expect that nothing less. And I think I'm going to let my co-host get some questions in. Jonathan, what do you got for the American Predator?
Hey, man, just want to start off by saying thanks for taking time out of your very busy schedule to chat with us over here at Head Kick Audio. We really appreciate it.
No problem, man. I appreciate y'all giving me the chance to interview.
All right. So I got a couple of questions for you. The first question I got for you is, throughout your career, you have 4 knockouts, 4 submissions, and a decision win. Now, with your knockouts and submissions, since they're since you have the same record with that, is that something that you kind of train, being that well-rounded, that you can end the fight anywhere that it goes?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I watched a lot of fighting. I started watching a lot of MMA. And I'm just like, you know what? I said a lot of heavyweights want to just go for the overhand and typical heavyweight punches. And I'm like, I'm not that guy. I'm not that type of heavyweight. I like to spice it up a little bit. And also, I said, I'm going to show a lot of athleticism, and I want to show you how to cross some submissions. And I know freaking freaky. They get submissions that I knew that I can do. And I put a few submissions off, and got a few knockouts. I'm always going to make sure my knockouts is finishes, though. I like to really do a lot of ground and pound. I think that's way more amazing to watch than just knocking somebody completely out. The ground and pound. I don't want to sound crazy, like torturing them and shit, but I just get the fans like to see that. Many fights like that get you fighter tonight.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So being real rounded, with a record like that, honestly, yeah. We still working on a lot of things, and we never satisfied. We just trying to continue to get better and better. Every time I step on the mat, or do pads, or else me running them out when I get my time down. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to be in the best shape, physical shape, be able to perform at the level that I need to be performing at. So, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, really rounded, I can say that.
Gotcha. Excuse me. My second question I've got for you is, I noticed there's bouts throughout your career. Now, were they just scared to fight the Predator, or was there some backstage stuff going on?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
I've noticed that throughout your career that there's a lot of canceled bouts, or canceled fights, I should say. Were they just scared to fight the Predator, or was there some other stuff going on?
I don't know, man. I've been to arenas and then they just all of a sudden tell me I don't have an opponent. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad I'm past those days. Cause, training and dieting and you train with vets and you spend a lot of money on nutrition and food. My grocery bill $450, man. You know what I'm saying? So and I'm not eating cheap food. You know what I'm saying? So, and for somebody to tell you that your opponent is not showing up, it's like, that comes with a lot of growth too. So while you fight for LFA, a platform, they're going to make sure the opponent does. Or they might have a backup if something happens. You know what I'm saying? But it happens everywhere. There's a fight game, somebody might visually think training or whatever. So, but my coaches watch our training too, so we try not to overtrain or try not to do anything that won't be out of the ordinary and just mess around and tweak something and hurt ourselves. So, and a lot of people do that, so ain't worry about it.
Gotcha. And my third and final question I've got for you, I like to, hang out with the family, play some video games, watch some football. Now, aside of doing like your community work, what else do you like to do in your spare time when you're not training?
Oh man, I sit down and watch chick flicks. I watch Netflix, man. I watch Netflix all day. I watch Netflix all day. I'm watching Mass Radio, watching chick flicks. And my girl just be like, "You watch the most chick flicks I ever saw a man watch." I'm like, I be watching them. I go name any chick flick, man. It's crazy. But that's my thing. I've always been a movie watcher, though. Because I was a kid, I used to just go to the movies by myself, sit in the movie theater.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I don't knock the romantic comedies or the chick flicks because I happen to be a fan of that shit. So I'm not going to go and say nothing about that. And if anybody's got a problem with that, okay, if anybody listening has a problem with me and the American Predator watching chick flicks, they can catch these hands. That's all I'm saying. So I think they'd be more worried about your hands than mine, but, you know. All right, you got anything else for the American Predator?
No, I ain't got nothing.
Actually, that's all I got for you, man. And thank you very much again for taking time out of your day to chat with us. And what else you got, Steve?
Well, I honestly, I know he's got some shit he's got to do. He's got to fight in a couple days. He's got to weigh in tomorrow. So
I would like to airport. I would love to go inside the airport.
Okay. Well, I just want to give you as much time as you want to thank anybody you want that got you to your career up until this point. Take as long as you want. The floor is yours, my friend.
I just thank my training camp, man, my coaches, Barry Hopkins, Alex Rulo, Boxer Center Team, my NCT teammates, man, my training partners, Brian Peterson, David Torres, Aiden Hill, Robert Murray. We got some time out there really coming to help me finish up my camp. My fiance, that's putting over my studies. And everybody has something to do with this thing right here, man. And just keep riding it for the years. That's all. And that's it, man. Thank y'all for interviewing me too, so I appreciate you.
Hell yeah. And Daniel can be followed at djames1981 on Twitter. And do you have an Instagram?
Yeah, DJames2600 on Instagram. DJAMES2600 on IG.
All right, perfect. Again, thank you for your time. Good luck on Friday. It's going to be a heavyweight title fight between Daniel James and Brett Martin. The big dog versus the American Predator. We look forward to seeing you, man. Good luck, safe weight cut, and we'll see you on Friday.
Appreciate it.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, later.